Hi guys, what's up? It's Illusion here. Today we're gonna be watching another dev update video from the League of Legends from by themselves. It's gonna be really interesting because they're gonna be talking about all the new arcane stuff that's coming in the future. At the time of recording this, all of Arcane's come out and I reacted to all of it with my friends. And spoiler alert, I loved it. I loved it a lot, like a lot. But yeah, today I'm excited to watch this dev reveal, or this update rather, because we're going to be getting like NOXUS themed stuff I'm hearing, and also like a BG for Victor, which is really exciting, and maybe Mel as a playable character I'm also hearing, which is really exciting. And apparently we're going to have a new season structure, and the first season is going to be all NOXUS, and it's going to be like 3 a year, I heard. And but that's all I really know. I don't really know the intricate details, so I'm really excited to really see what they have cooked for us. Alright, let's watch.
Hey folks, I'm Andre, also known as Medler.
And I'm
Hello,
Paul,
Andre.
also known as Pabro. We're back with the
What's
final
up,
dev
Paul?
update of 2024. Today is November 8th. We just wanted to give you a warning. We will be talking about arcane spoilers in our first section.
That's completely
so if you
okay.
haven't finished the finale, skip to
And
the
when you
time on
have
the
not
screen.
watched, please leave.
Okay, spoiler disclaimer out of the way.
Let's
take
go.
a moment to talk about Arcane. It's been such an amazing journey to watch the story play out. And like many of you, we're sad it's over. But don't worry, we do still have a few more things in store on the game side. When we got started on Season 1, we got to watch the champions in Arcane live out stories we'd already seen or knew a little bit of. Or in some cases, we got to really flesh out the backstory of some older champions.
With Season 1, Caitlyn received a visual update to better align the game and the show. And for Season 2, we're doing something similar for Victor. And tomorrow, you'll see his update hit PBE.
We're not pulling a Gangplank and disabling him because he's dead.
Well, hold on. I think you're onto something with killing Gangplank and other characters. Okay.
Anyway, we
That's
wanted
crazy.
to better represent his evolved, powered-up form we saw in Arcane, and the personality that goes along with it.
That's so
Victor's
cool.
update is primarily focused on updating his visuals.
Oh
audio, and backstory.
wow, look at
We want to
this.
showcase the striking evolution and changes you just saw him go through in the show. So we're going to keep the
This is
gameplay
so
we know and
cool.
love, with a slight change to his ultimate. The ult will still function largely the way it does now, but it'll get bigger with every kill until the ult is over. We wanted to mirror the feeling from Arcane, where he manifests a massive, growing storm that consumes everything around him.
We also updated all
Oh, wow.
of Victor's skins. We do want to point out that because of the updates to Prototype Victor, his price will be increasing from 520 RP to 750 RP. So if you want to get him at the cheaper price, make sure you get it before his updates go live. All right?
I see.
That's it for the Arcane spoilers. So right now, we'll hand things over to Steph and Chad to talk about seasons.
Hey everyone.
This is
I'm
so
Chad,
exciting. I'm really excited to
aka
hear what they have in
Macabre.
store for
I'm
the
the
seasons.
lead on League of Legends.
And I'm Steph, aka 100-piece nuggets, or the cosmetics lead.
In the last
100
dev
piece
update,
nuggets is
Medler
crazy.
and Pabra mentioned we're introducing thematic seasons. So today we're here to talk more
I love
about
seeing
what
like
season
the
is,
the
what
young
to expect
writers,
with
by the
the
way.
game,
It's always
and what the
nice seeing
experience is gonna be
young
like both
talent.
on and off
in
the
this.
Rift.
Over the years, we fleshed out the world and regions of Runeterra, as well as various alternate universes like Star Guardian, High Noon, or
Yes,
Darkstar.
yes.
We've
Love all
highlighted these
those.
worlds in moments like summer events or narrative drops around champion releases. Now we want to take that immersion further with our new seasons.
So next year, we're going to
Exciting.
have 3 seasons, each around 8 patches long, where we're going to follow champions around different regions of Runeterra. Each one is going to have its own theme, but we're going to have an overarching narrative that connects them.
That's so
throughout 2025.
cool. I love
And
this
each
way
season's
more.
theme will be the
than
anchor
what we
for
have
most
now.
of the content going into the game as well.
In the past, we've had these big releases like Swarm or Spirit of Hearthhome. They're super memorable and fun, but they're also not connected to a larger integrated moment. And in seasons, we want everything to connect together. That means things like gameplay updates, modes, mini games, and
Nice.
champions will mainly have a strong tie to the season.
NOXUS War mode?
We'll have a bunch
Please?
of skins that celebrate that seasonal theme, but we'll also continue to invest in a wide variety of skin lines that are unrelated to the season as well. So expect to see cosmetics celebrating Lunar Revel or things like bees.
Ultimately,
Ah,
our goal is
bees.
to
The
immerse
bee
you in
skins
parts of
is
the world
always
that
nice
we're
to see.
visiting from the moment you open the client to the moment you see the victory screen and everything in between. So enough tiptoeing around it. We know that you want to know what Season 1 is. So for our first ever season, we are headed to the land of strength and domination, NOXUS.
Of course. Done.
Hey everyone, I'm Riot Froxon, lead gameplay designer
Froxon.
for League.
And I'm Riot Oberon, project lead of the Summoner's Rift team. Next year, when you step onto the Rift, it'll look a little bit different than you're used to. We want seasons to be a way you can immerse yourself
This
in
is
League,
so
especially
cool.
once you
I'm
load
so
onto the
excited
Rift.
for all of this.
So we have a preview of some of the updates you can expect in Season 1 of 2025.
We're headed to everyone's favorite region with fierce fighters,
Look.
cloak and dagger magic, and strength above all. Prepare to be decimated. Beyond the
That's
NOXUS
so
invasion of
crazy.
the map, we've also made some gameplay improvements and changes for next year.
First, it wouldn't be a new season without an overhaul to the item system. Just kidding. But there
I'm
are
about to
some
say
NOXUS
another.
boot upgrades, but it's not as simple as picking them up from the shop.
Oh,
In
wow.
fact, they come along with a new mechanic, feats of strength.
There are 3 objectives that your team can claim throughout the game. First Blood, First Tower, and first 3 epic jungle monsters. If your team is the first to complete 2 of these 3 objectives, so for example, First Blood and First Tower, your Tier 2 boots will transform into new versions with slightly better stats. You'll also get access to powerful
Interesting.
NOXUS-themed boots, which you can purchase as a final upgrade.
That's so
We want feats
cool,
of strength
actually.
to
Giving
celebrate
boots
early
more
game
like
successes
flexibility and
without
more
immediately
variety.
snowballing the game out of control. We're experimenting with different types of power progression to see how it feels for a reward in the early game to open up more choices in the late game.
Cool,
We're also
cool.
introducing Nexus turret respawning. An incredibly frustrating experience is just winning a late game teamfight only to lose your Nexus turrets. You kept the game alive, but at what cost? Now it feels like your team is doomed to hang around in your base for another 200 years, babysitting an open Nexus. To give your team a better chance at coming back from these situations, your Nexus turrets will now respawn after a set time once they're destroyed. Now,
I
your
like
team
how they
can
come
rally
out the
for an
thing,
epic comeback
too.
without having to worry about a backdoor cast in.
We're also adding some
Interesting.
new
I
minor
love
runes to
that.
rebalance some of the vision-related options.
This is
in the
really cool. I
domination
love
tree.
it so far.
6 cents. Grizzly Memento. And Deep Ward.
Okay, nice.
As well as a new addition to the
Let's
sorcery
crank.
tree called Axiom Arcanist, which makes ultimates more powerful. We also couldn't resist changing items just a little bit. So we're adding some small scope adjustments to tank items and adding a new item called Bloodletter's Curse. Well, new-ish. It'll look familiar if you've spent time in Arena. But if you haven't, Bloodletter's Curse reduces the target's magic resistance from repeated spell hits, which is sort of like an AP version of Black Cleaver.
Interesting.
Finally,
Poor Galio
let's dig into the
mains.
biggest update of the season, Adakon, Bringer of Ruin. The new epic jungle monster
I did
is
see
drawn to
this
death and destruction.
too.
He will spawn only once at 20 minutes on either the top or bottom side of the map,
This
whichever
is
side
so
has seen the most champion damage
cool.
and kills by 14 minutes. To signal where he'll make his entrance, Adakon's arena will spawn, adding new permanent walls to that side of the map. Adakon's dark influence will also cause blood roses to grow periodically in the areas where champions have been killed. More death means more roses.
This is so interesting.
Blood roses drop bloody petals for your entire team, which stack any number of times and last through the entire game. For each petal collected,
Oh, they
the whole
last.
team gains a small experience and power boost. So if you see one, grab it.
Adakon has 2 forms, Ruinous and
Oh,
Voracious.
look at him. He looks so cool.
Higher action games spawn Ruinous Adakon, who you might want to fight up close and personal to avoid his constricting rings of damage, which creates the perfect chance for an ace and a steal. Killing Ruinous Adakon grants bloody petals to the team who kills him and spawns a grove of blood roses in the area for
Oh,
anyone to collect.
fascinating. This is actual.
Voracious Adakon spawns in
This
lower
is
action
some
games.
cool changes to
He
have
does less
planned.
damage to his enemies, but as his name implies, is hungrier. As his health gets lower, he gets an increasingly more powerful drain ability based on missing health.
It's kind of like
The
a.
team who
So he
takes
know
down
he has
Voracious
himself.
Adakon gets a one-time rebirth buff, similar to Guardian Angel. So now you really have a reason to force that team fight.
We're introducing Adakon for a couple of reasons. First, unless you're T1, a 20-minute Baron
Miles
is
going
pretty
crazy
tough
over
to
here, my
get.
bad.
So we're moving Baron's spawn back to 25 minutes and providing another mid-game macro option in the form of Adakon. Second, based on how Adakon plays out each game, we hope to see more different and interesting game states in both mid and late game. And we feel that designing an objective whose spawn location, form, and rewards are decided by how you play should make each game of League feel more varied.
Our goal
Yeah,
is
that's
for
a
every
big
gameplay
thing.
change to make League
That's making
better.
every game feel like
As
a
we
bit
move to
more
seasons,
different, you
this
know?
remains the same. So these changes were designed for the long term. That said, we'll keep an eye on how they're landing and make adjustments if needed. But for now, Oddcon and all the other updates are here to stay for good. We can't wait to see how these
Interesting.
go
So
as
even
you start
after
your
the
play
NOXUS
test.
season, you're still going to stick
As
around.
part of building seasons, we took a look at how rewards would be part of the overall seasonal experience. That led us to updating our reward systems. That means things like event passes, champion mastery, honor rewards, etc. We felt that this was a great time to address some problems that have built up. We're going to dive
Okay,
into those
cool,
details,
cool.
so bear with us.
First, over the years, these systems have become needlessly complex. With an excessive number of currencies, unnecessary steps to craft and claim rewards, overlapping loot types, we could go on. I've been given some key fragments that you have to then craft into a key that you pair with
Yeah.
a chest, that you open up to get another key in a chest, and some essence that you open up to get a skin shard that you pair with some orange essence or reroll to eventually get a random skin. That sort of level of unnecessary complexity going on.
Yeah.
Secondly, those systems are all scattered throughout the client. What you can earn, how and where you track it, etc. sucks. And third, events and the rewards being only sometimes available make some moments less rewarding to play League.
So, here are some of the changes we're making. There will always be a battle pass active, with both a free and a paid track, with the price the same as an event pass today. You'll get pass rewards through the tracks, meaning we're removing the event tokens and shop.
There will be 2 passes per season, with them tying into each season.
Makes sense because there's 2 acts.
That means most of the rewards will reflect what's going on in and around the game, and fewer random rewards. We'll have the same number of passes per year at 6, with a longer average duration per pass.
We're also moving most of our scattered reward systems to the free track of those battle passes. So, most rewards will now be in one place, with systems like Honor and Champion Mastery feeding into the pass. For example, having a high Honor level will give bonus to pass experience earned.
You can earn 12 skins per year with the free pass. Half of these skins will be themed to the season you unlock them in. We'll also be simplifying the loot and crafting system. Orbs will always be available, so Masterwork chests, for example, will get phased out since they serve such a similar purpose. Overall, we want the pass to be the core vessel for how you track and earn rewards. If you choose to buy the paid
I hope this
version,
already
we also
pays
want
off
to
in
be
the end
very
too, to
clear
make things
what you're
less,
getting and how to make the
cluttered
most of
and
it.
confusing.
Now, these elements
Because they
have
do
a
have
ton
a
of
lot
moving
of
parts
stuff going on in
There's
the
a lot more
shops
details
and
than what we've talked
whatnot.
about just here. We'll cover that all in the dev blog that's out right now. Switching gears a bit, I want to talk about another change for next year that isn't quite tied to seasons, but instead by feedback from all of you. Ranked resets. These have been a topic of a lot of conversation in recent years, particularly when it comes to feelings around how often you want to restart your climbs, how fast a climb should be, what feels rewarding versus what feels like a grind, etc. And looking back, we don't think 12 resets a year has been the right call for League. So, we're moving to 6 per year. Okay, just kidding. Please, put down the pitchforks. We're going back to 1 large reset at the start of each year, with no additional resets during the year.
Rank system tuning in terms of the size of the January reset, the number of the games to climb on average, and other systems will be similar to the numbers we used back in 2022 and before.
Okay.
That said, there will still be 3 Victoria skins you can earn, 1 for each season. If you want to earn each skin,
Oh, that's
need
cool.
to win
I
15
do like that.
ranked games during that season. Again though, neither your visible rank nor your MMR will reset except in January.
Next up,
Cool,
we want to chat
cool.
about a potential replacement for Quick Play that we'll be trying in some regions. It's called Swift Play, and it's meant to be a lower stakes experience than Summoner's Rift, though with more strategic elements than you'd find in, for example, ARAM. You'll still have the same core elements that you'd expect to find in a game of Summoner's Rift. You know, farming, snowballing, team fighting for objectives, etc.
Yeah.
But with added changes to keep all players more competitive, like ramping gold and XP as the game goes on. Those changes won't make it so you can suddenly jump ahead of your opponent if you're 0 and 10, but they will make it so that even if you're down, you're never completely out of the game.
The fact that Swift Play is also less punishing when behind should also make the mode ideal for those of you looking to play with friends you wouldn't be willing to put your LP on the line for. As mentioned, Swift Play will be rolling out in January to replace
Swift Play.
Quick Play in select regions, so we hope you'll give it a try and let us know what you think when it hits
Interesting.
live.
Because
We
Valorant
also
has like a
have
Swift Play
blog
too,
dropping
so
today with more details, so be sure to check that out. And last, but hopefully not least, we've got some changes coming to the practice tool. Over the years, you've told us that it's a useful but somewhat limited way to get better at League. The most common desire we've seen people bring up is to practice with other players, whether it's in one-on-one duels with a friend or on a full teamfight drill with a pre-made team.
Practice Tool wasn't built with multiplayer in mind. And we've had some cautions about how League could be a lot less fun if the optimal way to get better is to spend almost all your time in Practice Tool rather than playing real games. But we do think we've likely been too cautious here. So we're going to be giving Multiplayer Practice Tool a try. You should see that on the PBE soon. It's an experimental feature, and we'll probably encounter an interesting range of bugs. That said, though, we're looking into whether we can ship it as part of season start in January. And if that's not on track, we'll give you an update.
I'm
as to where
very
it's at.
excited for like this
Before
whole
we
new
wrap up,
season structure.
one
It's gonna be
last
so
seasons
interesting.
thing. We'll be changing
Oh,
up how
what's
we
up?
name patches to match seasons. So instead of patch 15.1 coming out in January, it'll be patch 25.s1.1, calling out the year, season, and patch number. Season
Okay.
2 will then kick off in patch 25.s2.1.
That's actually pretty simple. That's actually
You get
pretty
the
simple.
idea.
Okay, that is it from us today. The next time you hear from us will be in January, at the start of the season.
Cool.
We'll be back then to share some extra stuff that'll come out later in Season 1. We do want to acknowledge, though, that we've covered most of the big changes that you'll see day 1 next year. That said, still got a few surprises left.
And of course, we'll have the cinematic to kick things off. To no one's surprise,
Nice.
we can confirm that it's also going to focus a lot on NOXUS and Noxian champions, but that's all we can share for now.
That's
We
gonna be
hope you all have a
fun.
great December, great holiday season, and a happy new year.
Happy
Thanks
New
so much for
Year.
everything, and we'll talk to you again soon.
Bye.
Awesome. I love it. Cool. So yeah, a lot of like interesting updates. This is a really cool update. Especially like the season stuff. The season stuff is so interesting. So for the first season we're gonna get NOXUS, right? But I think it's pretty much all but confirmed that we're gonna get like other regions as the other seasons, right? I mean I can only assume anyway. So I would love to see like of course Ionia. You know we have the like Ionian champions. But considering they talk about Arcane and stuff and NOXUS was like heavily teased after Arcane, it does make sense. But also what they could do with that possible show in the future is like maybe like the NOXUS and Ionia like wars and stuff. So I would love to see Ionia out there. And maybe even like something like Shurima or like even like a Targon. That'd be kinda interesting getting another Targonian champion. But yeah, like I just love the updates. I can't wait for all these. The new map, new turrets, and Oddcon looks so interesting. I can't wait to play it all. But yeah, tell me what you guys like and what you guys are excited for next year. And yeah, I'm gonna see y'all later. Bye.